On this edition of Lexington Now, the 22nd Annual Minority Business Expo, UK Healthcare's EmPATH unit, and the Living Arts and Science Center. I'm Neil Noah. Welcome to Lexington Now for the week of August 5th, 2024. The Minority Business Expo just wrapped up its 22nd edition. Here are some highlights.
The Lexington Bluegrass Area Minority Business Expo is celebrating 22 years of bringing minority and women business owners together for the purpose of networking, learning, and finding opportunities to grow. It's been 22 years of love, dedication, hard work, great memories, and wonderful testimonies that began with a vision back in 2002. During that year, Milton Dahoney, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Chief Administrative Officer, decided to create a platform for businesses to showcase what they do and hopefully build contacts and business opportunities. Milton shared that vision with some individuals he thought could help breathe life into the idea, and the Lexington MBE was born.
So I am always very excited to attend this event. It showcases our community's commitment to diversity, and it brings together amazing business owners. And this year's theme, which is empowering businesses, makes the purpose of this conference clear. The goal is to empower business owners through new opportunities and knowledge.
I have the privilege now to introduce our keynote speaker today, Nick Rowe, who is the founder and CEO of North Solutions. He's been an incredible leader who has amazing experience and has been a part of so many boards and organizations that it is too many for us to list today, or Nick won't be able to talk.
See, every single day we have a chance to build our legacies. And when you get to be 67 years old, like me, the one thing I realized when I retired after 4 decades, I was getting all these notes from people. And guess what? Not one note ever mentioned my title. Not one note asked me about the new home we built. Nobody cares. But I would get a note from somebody in Pennsylvania that said, hey, let me tell you what you said to me 20 years ago. I said, 20 years ago? I can't even remember your name. You hugged me when my wife had cancer. So it really is important what you do every single day. And I tell the young adults and the young professionals, you want your business to be successful, you want your life to be successful, treat people right. Do right by people. Learn from your mistakes. Surround your people around people that take accountability. Who did this? I did. Not John, not Sally. See, leadership is also about what do you do when nobody's in the room. When I would get a call from the CEO, and he would say, hey, did John, it's on my watch. I'm the guy. I'm in charge. Let's not chastise Sharon or whoever. They're not here right now. But I'm in the room by myself. That's your character. Taking responsibility and accountability. Surround yourself with positive people. I think that's so important. Avoiding negative people, because you know what negative people do? They really steal your joy. They really do. And what do you mean by stealing your joy? You've had a great weekend with your family. You went to your grandkids or your kids' soccer, basketball games, and all those good things. And, you know, they'll start off by saying, boy, I hate this place. Whether you work for a business or a city or whoever you work for, and I can't wait to retire. And you know what we're all saying? We can't either. You know, I only got 100 days left, and we know, we're marking our calendar at home just like you. Part of servant leadership and part of your business decision is making the tough calls. This is so hard to do. One of my traits that I struggle with, because I really always see the best in people, but sometimes you have to remove them from your business and from your personal life. You got to eliminate non-performance and people who are challenging how you want to lead. And you got to remove negative people from your inner circle. Tara and I don't have anybody in our circle who's negative. They don't exist. When I tee off that ball on Saturday morning with my golfers, we ain't nobody on the first tee telling female jokes. They ain't gonna be in our circle. There's not gonna be anybody in our circle telling racial jokes. They're not gonna do that. You gotta narrow your circle to people. They don't have to think like you, but they have to be good people. And I tell our daughters, as they were growing up and getting a lot of racial overtones, I used to tell them, whenever you meet racism, turn your head a few degrees and you'll find a good person. I still believe in in 2024, there are more good people in this world than bad people. I really believe that. It's hard because we watch the media sometimes, we give up hope. But I give my hope in the master CEO. And I told our CEOs that. They said, how did you survive 10, the American Parent Board of Directors, how did you survive 10 CEOs? I said, because I never forgot who the master CEO was. You don't ever lose that barometer in your values as an individual.
UK Healthcare has opened a first of its kind in Kentucky emergency unit. Known as EmPATH, it is dedicated to the treatment of patients experiencing a mental health crisis.
Today's opening of the EmPATH unit, the first of its kind in Kentucky, and are we ever proud of that, is a huge step forward in providing emergent care for those experiencing a mental health crisis. Like cities all over America, Lexington has struggled to provide needed services to people experiencing a mental health crisis. In many communities, including ours, people have been cycled in and out of jail, in and out of emergency rooms, instead having access to the treatment they need. With today's announcement, we are leaping forward. The EmPATH unit will be transformational for our community. I want to thank Eastern State Hospital and the University of Kentucky for having the vision to open this unit. We hope it becomes a model for all of the Commonwealth.
The concept of EmPATH units is a revolutionary approach to psychiatric emergencies. Instead of the traditional, often chaotic emergency room environment, EmPATH units provide a calm therapeutic setting where patients can receive comprehensive mental health care. This model not only reduces the time patients spend in emergency departments, but also improves their overall experience and outcomes. It truly transforms the way we think about and deliver mental health care.
And certainly this is a celebration for the opening, as you heard, of the state's first emergency psychiatric assessment, treatment, and healing unit, known forevermore as EmPATH, or the EmPATH unit. The EmPATH model, you heard a bit about it, uses a proven and evidence-based protocol to intervene quickly and appropriately if a patient faces some sort of crisis. Additionally, as a comprehensive academic health system within a large university, we have the expertise from many different disciplines of behavioral health to provide the most effective and helpful care, and they're actually here on site. It is with partners like you that we can improve access to the most basic and vital care. As one, and you heard this, of only 30 in the U.S., we are proud to be the first EmPATH unit in the state that can provide this game-changing mental health care. Our goal is to ensure, as I've just said, that no patient must leave the state for their health care needs.
You know, healthcare and behavioral health, I think we've all would agree today is one of the leading illnesses across America and here in Kentucky. And for this to be the first EmPATH for the type of service for behavioral health and mental illness for individuals that are suffering from whatever the condition may be, to be able to come here and to be able to stay for a 24-hour period possibly. And then if the condition doesn't improve, be able to be admitted on to the hospital or to some other kind of treatment to help that individual is really making a tremendous step.
More people today understand the importance of that direct connection between mental health and physical health, and how the mental health issues should be treated with the same sense of urgency and care and compassion as any physical problem. Mental health challenges can affect anyone, and no one should hesitate to seek help when experiencing symptoms like anxiety, depression, overwhelming stress, or suicidal ideation.
EmPATH is truly the next milestone in our transformation of a behavioral health system. It embodies the value you heard earlier of being empathic, of building person-centered services in a system that was designed for individuals as opposed to asking individuals to adapt themselves and design themselves to a system that wasn't quite ready.
The process wasn't easy. And I'm going to tell this group two things as our partners, and we consider you our partners. I've said this repeatedly to every group this week. I'm going to guarantee you two things. Number one is we are going to succeed. That's number one. And number two, we're going to make a lot of mistakes. And that's okay. As long as we have this type of dialogue and as long as we have this opportunity to improve, we will.
It means so much to have all of you here with us. This is literally, for us, a dream come true to see this come to reality. You've heard today the testament of the work of so many people. We see it come to life tonight. We open at 7 o'clock. We will welcome our first patient sometime today. Please know that this is the first EmPATH in Kentucky, but hopefully not the last. We hope that you will join us in continuing to advance healthcare and behavioral health one patient at a time.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Congratulations.
After this, we take you to the Living Arts and Science Center.
Hello everyone, I'm Tiffany Brown, Equity and Implementation Officer in the Mayor's Office and Chair of the A Sense of Place Committee. I'm here today to talk about A Sense of Place, an initiative dedicated to preserving the history of Lexington's rural Black hamlets and celebrating those that remain active today. More than 20 historic Black hamlets have been identified in Fayette County. Most are located in rural areas. Our historic hamlets have been and are home to generations of lived experiences, traditions, and culture. Houses, churches, schools, grocery stores, agricultural enterprises, and lodge halls for community gatherings were found in many hamlets. A Sense of Place is a partnership between community members with direct connection to our hamlets and the city of Lexington. Its goal is to raise awareness about what the hamlets represent and to identify steps that are needed to take to preserve their history. The A Sense of Place committee includes local historian Yvonne Giles, local historian Calvin Graves, executive director of the Lexington History Museum Mandy Higgins, Cadentown resident Dr. Alvin Seals, Cadentown Baptist Church pastor Reverend Leon Slatter, and others. With support from members of the Cadentown community, A Sense of Place is currently raising funds for maintenance updates and programming of the Cadentown Rosenwald School and property located at 705 Caden Lane. In the early 2000s, members of the Cadentown community worked with the city to preserve the school. In the early 20th century, Rosenwald schools were found across the South, serving rural Black children and families during segregation. Many of the buildings have been destroyed. Lexington is proud that the Cadentown School still stands and wants to preserve the history and significance that so many of these schools have had in our hamlet communities. The funds will complete the restoration of the school and upgrade the historic cemetery and church building. The school will permanently house artifacts that tell the story of Lexington's hamlet. We hope you will join us.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. The Living Arts and Science Center combines science, art, education, and community service for children and adults. We stopped by to get a tour.
So my name is Alyssa McKenzie. I'm the Living Arts and Science Center's Development Director, and we are in our Glow Gallery, which is one of 5 galleries that we have at the Living Arts and Science Center. We are downtown in Lexington, and we've been in the same location for about 55 years. But we expanded our building in 2016, so we're in the new part of our building. We've been here for a very long time. Our house was originally owned by George Kincaid, and he was an attorney of Abraham Lincoln's and was a Secretary of State in Kentucky twice, and we're the second owners of the house. His family bequeathed it to the Living Arts and Science Center in the early 70s. So we do a lot. We have art and science programming for all ages, and our goal is to really engage the community in educational opportunities that are accessible. That can be from summer camps, which we're in the last 2 weeks of. It can be in adult classes. We also are open for daily visitors. We have planetarium shows twice a day, and we really strive to have accessible programming not just at our building, but also out in the community. So we, like I said, we're open for daily visitors. We have planetarium shows. We have 5 galleries, 4 exhibits, 15 eco-ambassadors who are our animals that help with our educational programming, a ceramic studio, and a couple maker spaces. And then we go out into the community and do after-school programming that's free for Title I schools, as well as art programs in some schools that have decreased their art programs or maybe want supplemental art classes. We go and do those as well. We used to call them our animal ambassadors, but we started calling them our eco-ambassadors, and we have axolotls, toads, turtles. We have aquatic turtles and box turtles. We also have 2 snakes, a tarantula, and fish. We have 2 baby axolotls that we will be debuting in the fall, and we're having kind of a naming contest. Summer camp students could get a ticket at the beginning of the week, and if they get picked, they get to submit a name for those baby axolotls. But they're really throughout the building, and they're a way to complement our educational programs. We have a lot of field trips and visitors, so when they come, they can learn about an environmental science concept, and then they learn about the animals and how they get, how they survive in the wild and the way that they camouflage with their environment to survive, and it just really enhances what we do. So a lot of people know us for our summer camps and our art classes, but we do really try to have both art and science programming, but infuse creativity in the science side of things. And so we have pre-K programming. It's our Seedlings in STEAM. It's free for pre-K students and their caregivers. And that is more environmental science focused, but then they do an art activity to reinforce what they've learned. And then we have K through 8 programming that is a little more focused on arts and environmental sciences, different mediums. We'll have middle school programming, our Teen Art Lab this fall, and that will be really different mediums that students will learn about and hopefully get really excited about and continue doing after they leave the class. We'll also have no school day camps and classes, and those are usually things like printmaking, painting. Then our adult programming is really kind of ramping up. So our adult programming ranges from ceramics, still life painting, scrapbooking, collage. We have a really fun ceramics class for Valentine's Day, which is modeled after the movie Ghost. So you can come with a friend or a partner, and so that usually sells out, but we are starting our adult art club this fall. That'll be a ceramics class, and then our brunch club series, which is going to meet on the 4th Saturday of each month this fall, and it's going to be making a mocktail paired with an art medium. So it's like palomas and printmaking, or like painting and another mocktail. So really just ways for people to build community. And then we have another summer camp. They're mostly for pre-K to high schoolers, but next week will be our 2nd week of Camp Gold, which is a summer camp for individuals 50 plus. And so we started that this summer, and I think it's been full both weeks that we've offered it, so we're really excited about potentially offering that again next year. So we are open Tuesdays through Saturdays. Tuesdays through Friday we're open from 10 to 6. We show 2 planetarium shows a day, and on Saturdays we're open from 10 to 2 and we show 2 planetarium shows. And we really try to have themed programming on Saturdays, so we'll bring in community partners. The 3rd Saturday of every month is free, and then during the week on Tuesdays through Fridays, we try to have some self-guided activities in our classrooms so people can come, take as much time as they want to explore our exhibits and galleries, and then go to our classrooms and do an activity. We have an art room and a science room, so they can participate in either one. And we have a gift shop where people find a lot of good stuff. We have an artist in residence who will be starting in September, and she sells a lot of her work there. Jillian was an artist in residence, and so she sold some of her work there. And so it's a really great way for artists that we work with to sell their work and kind of enhance their careers, but also Christmas shopping or holiday shopping. Our staff is really excited and energetic, really passionate about our programming, and we're focusing this year not just on programming in our building and our outreach efforts in the community, but we're also looking at how we can engage the community with our outdoor spaces. So we have about 1.5 acres that we sit on, and we have a community garden, we have a native garden, and we really want people to engage with those spaces, learn about native species. We also have a story walk trail. And so if we can engage people with our outdoor space, even if they don't feel totally comfortable coming into our building, we really want to do that and just take advantage of the fact that we do have a green space in the middle of downtown, which is kind of unusual. So people can find our classes, camps, events on our website, which is lasclex.org, or they can go to our Facebook or Instagram, which is lasclex. Right now, our Discovery exhibit is closed, but we will have a ribbon cutting and an unveiling of our new exhibit on September 7th. And folks can look at our website to see all of our fall programs. Everything is up and ready to go, so we hope that people will join us this fall for programs.
McConnell Springs is a natural area downtown traditionally accepted as the birthplace of Lexington. The Springs recently welcomed a new director. Here's more.
My name is Jennifer Minier, and I am the McConnell Springs Park Manager. We are here at a 26-acre natural area park in Lexington, Kentucky. As the park manager, I help to oversee the land management. We have a great team of people that make the park, be prepared for the public use and such, but then also just making sure that we've got the programming that we have offered to the public, as well as to different community groups, school groups, and that sort of thing. So just making sure that our stewardship goals are being met and that our education responsibilities are also being met for the community. McConnell Springs is located in an industrial area of Lexington. So on the west side of Lexington, we're off of Redmond Lane, which is close to New Circle Road and Old Frankfort Pike. The Education Center is open from 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday and 1 to 5 on Sundays, but people can come and enjoy the park during daylight hours. The trails are open. We have an ADA compliant paved trail that's about a half mile in length, so people can go through and see the water system, the karst landscape within the park. And then we have about another 1.5 miles or so of dirt compact trails that are available so people can see some other park features like the Burr Oak. As a park, we offer a few big events, like we hosted a pollinator festival before, birding festivals. We have Founders Day, which talks about the history of Lexington. But then also on a regular basis, we have different environmental education and sustainability programming that we offer. The beautiful thing about being a natural area park within the city is we have an opportunity for people to see deer, like our white-tailed deer. We sometimes have fox in the area. We've had different owls, certainly a lot of different birds. We have a bird garden here that tries to attract more birds so people can have an opportunity to observe them more. Squirrels, chipmunks, but we have a lot of aquatic wildlife with our pond too. So different turtles, waterfowl, and that sort of thing. There's a lot of variety here, which is really special. So if folks want to learn more about McConnell Springs, they can go to lexingtonky.gov/parks and search for McConnell Springs, and that's going to give opportunities to look at the different programs that we offer, whether it's scheduled or something that people can request for their community group or school. For schools and community groups, they can come out and do volunteer efforts by coordinating with us. We also have monthly volunteer efforts to get the community involved. But if people are interested as far as groups go, schools or otherwise, they can contact us and we can provide environmental education programming, talk about sustainability, history. We have a lot of things to offer here at McConnell Springs. So our program offerings will hit a variety of ages. We have things for, like one of our popular programs is called Tiny Tots, so that's for 2 to 5-year-olds, and then we have things that are just for adults, but all ages are always welcome. So we really try to provide something for all ages and all abilities within the park when it comes to our programming. So that McConnell Springs is a very special place within Lexington, not only for our residents, but visitors alike. It's a great opportunity to get an idea of what makes Lexington special with the history, the pride that comes from being in this area, the stewardship of the land that has happened for generations, and then also an opportunity to see what Lexington has to offer, as well as Kentucky as a whole. Just the flora and fauna, especially if you only get to be here to explore, which is wonderful, but it gives a representation of what Kentucky has to offer as a wonderful community and state. It is our pleasure to host any number of visitors, whether you're passing through or you happen to be a resident. We would love to have visitors at any time, so please come out and see us or give us a call if you have any questions. We're happy to be a resource.
We're bringing you some live meetings on Lex TV and streaming online this week. And remember, you can also find the most accurate and up-to-date information on all non-televised city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it.